The heat of the desert, matched only by the heat of the competition. We're into the final two races of the 2021 FIA World Endurance Championship. We're in the Kingdom of Bahrain at the start of a unique doubleheader.
As you see as well, as soon as you come back here, you want to stay more to the left as well, because you have all the bumps here inside.
Sometimes you can brake with a little angle to the...
Yeah.
You cannot bring it.
Yeah.
You have no choice, huh?
Andre, I know him since a long time. We have been teammates and we had a very good time sharing the car. And Mathieu jumped in this year. You know, it's never easy because he was like he was never with us, and he did very good to get well integrated in the team. He's now part of the Alpine family, and it's great to share the car. The three of us, we have good time in and outside of the track. So when you dive in sometimes with the GT, then it's super tired. And the exit is not good.
Yeah, but sometimes you lose a lot on brake as well.
Yeah, if you stay behind, for sure. Don't take the first apex, so it's quite easy to jump in, but some they take the apex and then it's a bit more difficult.
Especially when you are behind.
Hey, congratulations. I don't know if you are on board or not, but for the future. Thank you. Good stuff, huh?
And now that we have visibility in the long term, that's amazing. I mean, this is what Philippe built since he came back with Alpine in endurance racing. And I think the future is bright now, so of course we have to push every day even more. But I'm really looking forward to this new adventure.
Go, Pinnacle. Check radio is okay. So we check the button together just to be sure.
If you don't push too much, like the braking, like it's okay, it's perfect. And the front, it's much better. It's better. For the team, they are from LMP2, so when we move to hypercar, there's a lot of stuff to know about it. You know, the traction control is different. The brakes is different. The way that we go inside the BOP is completely different, so you have to know and learn all the stuffs. And now we have the chance to fight again Toyota, and let's see what we can do. Should be really hard, but full gas.
Vibration of the tires.
Une fois que j'ai eu les freins, c'était beaucoup trop chaud et là, du seul coup, c'est cooking quoi. Ça fait des trucs bizarres quand t'es dans les virages. On dirait que la voiture elle se cale sans se caler, et du coup, elle clac, clac, clac dans les virages. Tu sais, c'est genre grippe, pas grippe, mais genre ça force quoi.
What's up, sexy ladies? What? Are we good?
Yeah, man.
You? All good? You gonna go for the outside?
God, let's not jinx anything.
But seriously, one thing that is cool, like even if it defends you T1, to do that little kink, going to T4 if you do it better, it's the way to go, normally.
It's difficult though to really get a run because you have someone behind you trying to go up the inside anyway, so you have to defend.
Yeah, but true. But at least here you can really go for the late braking because there is no one in front of you. Like the LMP1 should be way ahead, right?
I don't think he'll leave that big of a gap, honestly.
Would you?
No.
They still pull a little bit. The straight is still long, huh? No? Whatever you do.
It'll be fine.
I know rule. So 15 minutes.
When just walking to the grid brings you out in a sweat, you know it's going to be a tough one.
At the beginning in FP1 we had like massive understeer. Now the balance is not too bad, but just grip is not so great.
Everything can happen. Just need to win. That's it.
See you in a bit.
On their schedule, they double the tyre as well.
They do, yeah. On the paper. On the paper.
Under 1 minute.
So for the race, for the strategy, so now we must decide if we go with plan A, okay, or if we split the double stint with a simple stint.
Yeah,
In the middle of the stint,
that's what I was thinking. I think we will see. I think we can plan that I go for the one.
And we have a lot of tires, huh?
Yeah, this is why. Maybe
And we can do simple, so.
Because we have never been to 2 stints, and if you see Toyota, when they were at 1.5, they were struggling like hell, so...
Just for the tire, the temperature in the cockpit is still going up after 8 laps, so I think we are not set, so you don't really know how hard it's going to be.
Okay, that's why we'll be very open for strategy, okay? And we'll finalize, and we'll give you before the start.
All right.
Copy.
Okay?
Cool.
All right. Copy.
Thank you.
6 Hours of Bahrain is go. Toyota locked out the front row of the grid in qualifying, but who will get the lead into the first turn? Right behind is the Alpine, and a battle between the Toyotas. It is the pole sitter, number 8, who has the lead. That could be crucial in GTE Pro. The Porsches keep formation ahead of the 2 Ferraris, and it looks like the 92 car, their best placed challenger, is right there. Look at the yellow and black Racing Team Netherlands from 6 on the grid. That's a great start into the lead in LMP2. Sean Gallel, the pole sitter, was a little cautious on the inside. Phil Hansen underneath the number 70 Real Team Racing car of Loic Duval. That's not going to be an easy pass, and the yellow and green Renger van der Zande going the long way around the outside. Over the curbs, he's losing traction. This was the view of the start from Toyota number 8, the Alpine right behind. Toyota number 7 trying to go the long way round the outside, almost made it. Tiny bit of contact, WRT and the 21 Dragon Speed car. Now the Toyotas start to stretch their legs. The Alpine goes with them, that's the hypercars. And behind, Racing Team Netherlands leading a long crocodile queue of LMP2s. Real Team United into Europol. Then the 2 Jota cars, 28 in 5th, ahead of 38 in 6th position. Dragon Speed in 7th, 3rd in the Pro-Am class. GTE Am battle for 2nd place, the 98 Northwest AMR Aston. And inside goes the 54 Ferrari, and that's made good ground from the start of the race as well. The pole sitting number 60 Ferrari leads, but Francesco Castellacci now up to 2nd. Gerdo van der Garde under real pressure now for the lead of LMP2. It's a 3-car battle, occupying the same tarmac as 2 cars would normally take. United's Phil Hansen is right there. Jackie Chan DC Racing won the last race here in Bahrain. That was run by Jota, but their cars, although they qualified on pole, currently 5th and 6th. Good progress being made here in GTE Am by 777, the D-Station Aston. Tomonobu Fuji started in 10th place. He's just past Roberto Lacorte there for 6th position. Porsche still 1-2 in GTE Pro as they were in qualifying. Kevin Escher ahead of Jimmy Bruni. And Miguel Molina in 3rd place, the better of the 2 Ferraris. This track does historically seem to suit the Porsche GT team. It's been a happy hunting ground for Aston Martin, but they don't have a pro team at the moment. So it looks as though Porsche have inherited that mantle. A three-way Aston battle in GTE AM. The 33 TF Sport Car leads its stablemate, the D-Station Aston. They're now up to third and fourth ahead of the 98 AMR car. And there are the other drivers of 33. Battle in LMP2. And down the inside for 7th place comes the number 31 car. Ferdy Habsburg makes a little bit of contact with the Dragon Speed car, but through he goes, up to 7th position. All down into turn 1, 3 wide. Former race winner Khaled El Khabaisi completely outbrakes himself. More progress for Ferdy Habsburg in the red and white WRT machine. He's just got by the Jota car. So Roberto Gonzalez starting 38. And that means that the Le Mans winners are now up to 6th position. WRT started in 7th. And here is the pass, end of the straight. A little cleaner than the pass on the Dragon Speed car. Habsburg really starting to bed himself in well. Leaders in traffic, but the Alpine dropping back from the two Toyotas.
I still have something behind the pedals, and the Porsche turned on me. The Porsche turned on me. Copy. It's okay, Mathieu? It's okay or not? Yeah, came back now.
Not just the drivers, the tyres and the brakes are taking a pounding in the heat here. The electronics won't be liking it either. Toyota's still running 1-2. Sebastian Buemi starting from the pole earned by Brendan Hartley's stunning lap here. Leads the hypercar class. The number 7 car is dropping away a little, and that's not been the way it's been all season long. As they go by the battle for the GTE AM lead, the gap is nearly 2 seconds. Oh, contact for the lead in GTM. Rino Mastronardi, the black and yellow Ferrari. Well, he was just passed by Francesco Castellacci, and that was a lap ago now. Mastronardi in the pits, heading to the Iron Links garage. And sudden drama, the car has been pulled back in. Is this a legacy of that bump? Looking down in the engine bay, but the transmission and suspension are all in there as well.
We were fighting, we were managing the tire, and now it seems that we have a problem on the transmission. I don't know if we are able to solve, but for sure, even if we solve in a 6-hour race, the race is already gone, and we don't know right now.
Ooh, trouble in traffic at the hairpin. Paul Dall'Alana in the Aston. Sean Galayle, the pole sitter in the 28 Jota car. Through goes the sister machine. The white nose, that's 38. Successfully makes it by the Aston. There are the drivers of both cars watching from the garage. Pressure on the race leader, Sebastian Buemi, did have a 2-second lead over Toyota number 7. No longer has any lead whatsoever over Toyota number 7. That lock-up shows how hard the hypercars are working their tyres here. Toyota crew watching from the garage. Meanwhile, another AM class battle with the 777 taking the lead in GTE AM. That's a great move from Tomonobu Fuji in the Aston Martin to go ahead of Francesco Castellacci. 10th to 1st in one stint. That's a great drive from the Japanese. Back with our leaders, Sebastian Buemi looking back at Mike Conway, far too close for comfort. At this stage, Conway will be on the radio going, "I'm faster, tell him to let me by." LMP2 leaders are in the pit lane. In fact, the entire field is in. 29 comes in from the lead, Racing Team Netherlands. Yes, I'm sure to the drivers it feels like the fuel takes forever as well. Everybody in on sync. A green race all the way so far.
Swap position, braking into turn 11. Prepare to swap position, braking into turn 11.
Standard Toyota practice. When the driver behind says he's faster, they allow him to go through and prove it. If he can't escape Sebastian Buemi, though, he will be told to get back in his box in second. First stop for the Alpine. Again, hobbled by its small fuel tank, a hangover from the LMP1 rules. They'll stop more frequently than their rivals, the Toyotas.
It was a bit hard the first thing because we were catching them and then we lose some power. I don't know, with the brake, the throttle pedal or something. So every time, like each 3-4 laps, we lose a gap. So yeah, it was a bit complicated. And so we would like to check as well on the driver change. So we will see. Yeah, but I think on the degradation we are not that bad. We are, I think, in the game. It's a shame that we lose some time with this issue. But if not, all good. From that, it's good. Car is good, balance is good. So yeah, still 5 hours to go. So we hope we will catch them. But yeah, for sure, it's not the perfect start.
So you can go still up on the energy to 31.5. You can go up. It will be 5 more laps to go. 5 more laps to go.
Engineer telling Mike Conway how to dial the car into the circuit as it evolves. Sebastian Buemi though back down the inside. So the number 7 car not quite as quick as it looked earlier on. Is that tyre degradation? Do they have another issue? 2 races here to decide the championship for the drivers. If Toyota finish 1-2 here though, they will be the team's champions in hypercar. First stop for the Toyotas. Passenger door open, and that will be filling up the drinks bottle for Mike Conway, so Conway will stay in. There is the all-important drinks tube being reconnected. And a left rear going on. Now I wonder whether they had a slight alarm. Was that just going very slightly soft maybe? That might explain his drop-off in pace in the last couple of laps, nursing that. Buemi out. And Brendan Hartley gets into the number 8 car. So double stint for number 7, single stint for the drivers in 8. Trouble at the hairpin, a spin from Anders Fjordbach in a high-class car. And he clattered the blue Cetilar Ferrari, the GTE AM car. Both continuing, there's Giorgio Sanaggiotto. A little bit of damage on the front of the high-class car. Shouldn't be a race ender though. Battle for position. This is for 4th place. Down the inside, the yellow and green Intereuropol car. Alex Brundle goes comfortably by the WRT machine. Now they put Brundle in with 4 fresh tyres. All his LMP2 rivals are on old tyres, so he is making up very good ground. Brundle now on the attack. Phil Hansen in the number 22 United car. This is for 3rd place. You can see the WRT car behind, and Brundle again with fresh tyres goes straight by. And it's really important he uses that fresh tyre advantage emphatically. First stops in GTE Pro. 92 Porsche is in, taking no chances. 98 Aston in the GTE AM class as well, so should be a pit lane full of GT cars any minute. How they manage their tyres in the Pro class is going to be absolutely key. In AM, they've got enough for the race. In Pro, left side's only on the Porsche. That makes sense. Ferraris swapping position, 51 being whistled ahead of the 52 car. 51 is the championship leader here, but as of now, in 3rd place, they will have just a single point advantage at the end of the race over the 92 Porsche team if nothing changes. And Ferrari's manufacturer's lead will be slashed as well. On board with Alex Brundle for the lead in LMP2. It's like taking candy from a baby when you've got tyres that are 20 laps younger than your rivals. They can't slow down, they can't accelerate. Brundle goes around the inside of the Porsche. Guido van der Garde struggling to get round the outside of it, and Brundle looking down the inside of the backstretch. Guido looks over, yeah, through you go, on your way son. I'll have fresher tyres later in the race and hopefully we'll get the place back.
That was an aggressive move on Sean.
Yeah.
You got any move?
That's all right, yeah. You feel okay? No.
Has Brundle just gone out? He just
Stop
in the car?
4 with all 4.
Oh, yeah. That's why his pace is 54. Thank you.
Yeah, he went through the whole pack with full brand new in one stint. But they're going to be fucked at the end.
They will. Yeah, that's too fast of a pace.
And all Aston Martin battle for the lead. The turquoise car, Ben Keating, goes by Tomonobu Fuji. The 33 car has the race lead in GTE AM. LMP2 leader in the pits, Alex Brundle, will take just fuel, and then we'll see how he fares on tired tyres. That's Cycles Racing Team Netherlands up to the front. Frits van Aert ready to receive the car. In comes Gerda van der Gaard. From 6th on the grid to the lead in turns 1 and 2, and then held his position. What a great stint.
It's hot, really hot. I've been pushing every lap. As I said yesterday, we were struggling a lot with the pace, quali, free practices, but somehow in the race suddenly the car came alive. I was managing the tyres quite well in stint 1. I could pull away from Loic. He was second, our teammate, so yeah, it was a very nice fight. I really enjoyed out myself there. So hopefully Fritz doing a good job, but the start of the race was quite nice.
Battle for position in the GT AM class. Alessio Rivera in the AF Corsa Ferrari that leads the championship standings, takes second from Satoshi Hoshino, the gentleman driver in the D-Station car that was the early race leader. And 33 Aston currently out front. Frits van Aert being passed by Robin Freins in the WRT car for second place. Fritz's job is not to battle pro drivers like Freins, it's to keep his speed up, and he'll do that best by not getting involved in somebody else's incidents. Third and fourth, the two AF Corsa Ferraris, 51 just ahead of 52. Ferrari complained about a change in the balance of performance before the race, saying they had no chance against the Porsches. Is this their true speed, or are they trying to get the balance of performance changed for the season finale? Only a week will tell us. Race leader in the pits. Number 7 is in. Number 8 now takes the lead. Out gets Ant Davidson after a double stint, and in gets Jose Maria Lopez. So chances are he will double stint these tyres as well. A full set of 4 fresh Michelins for the Toyota. Number 8 in its turn comes in, and a driver change as well. Brendan Hartley out. Kazuki Nakajima gets in. Can he make a difference to the balance of power at Toyota?
Full course yellow, full course yellow.
2 hours into the 6 hours of Bahrain, full course yellow for the first time. Debris on the track, right on the pit exit lane, white line. Oh, and it's the rear engine cover. Not the engine cover, the rear deck, hatchback, whatever you like, of the D-Station Aston. The view of Dragon Speed. Woohoo! It was in the middle of the track. 54 Ferrari couldn't quite avoid it though. So a bit of clear-up operation and full course yellow. Pit stops, here we go. Into the car gets Gomez in the 98 Aston Martin. There's Augusto Farfus. Wholesale pit stops here. A chance for a very damage limiting top up with fuel, maybe even a driver change under the full course yellow. This is going on longer than perhaps might have been expected. Almost everybody taking a pit stop here.
We had the advantage of the pole and the first row, and we kept it. And then Ferrari seems to have a bit less pace than us, so we just can, being concentrate on the way we drive and be as smooth as possible, as fast as possible. And this we could manage in this double stint. The second stint was a little shorter due to full course yellow, but so far it's been a good race for us.
Lead change coming up here in GTE AM. The 98 Aston Martin, Marcos Gomez going by Francois Perotto. Perotto back in the car for a second stint in the 83 AF Corsa Ferrari. The points leaders. And this will get him through his minimum required drive time. Toyota number 7 in replay with a big moment under braking. Jose Maria Lopez running out wide in turn 1. Is that car balance? Is that tyre? Or is that another issue? Luckily for the Argentine, nothing out there to hit, but lots of muck on the tyre. Battle for third place now in LMP2. Jakub Śmiechowski has just taken over the 34 Inter-Europol car from Alex Brundle, who was in the lead before the stops. Tom Blomqvist coming up behind.
we drove it to the front of the field, which is always nice, and kept the tyres alive. It's a bit of a shame we got the FCY on strategy, because I think I probably could have gone, you know, a little bit longer, but you know, we are where we are. We've got a nice little strategy through to the end, and the main thing is now Cooper's doing so well out there that he's driving us into the hunt.
FCY full course yellow came at just the time they really didn't want it into Europole. Nevertheless, still very much in the race hunt, and Tom Blomqvist, the pole man in the 28 car, finally gets by the Polish gentleman driver. So Jota moving back up the order. WRT leading though, with 2.5 hours of the race done. Going by the battle for second in GTE AM is the leader in LMP2. Francois Perroda just being slipstreamed by the Aston Martin. Dylan Pereira, the Luxembourg driver, goes by Perroda and up to second place for number 33. 3 Aston Martins now in the top 4. James Collado slipstreaming his Ferrari teammate and moving by into third place. That was a radio coordinated pass, wasn't it? Collado leading the World Championship with Alessandro Pierguidi. Can't challenge the Porsches here, it seems, but must finish as well as possible. LMP2 leader in, driver change to Charles Milesi and a set of tyres for him. This will be a double stint.
There's very high temperatures here, things like 35, 36 degrees outside. So the tires suffer a bit, especially in the long corners. So yeah, you really at the beginning try to not heat them up too quickly, and then just check them out of what I can do for the next stints I jump in at the end.
Driver management, tyre management, so important in the burning heat here of the desert of Bahrain. Number 22 United, driver change for number 28 here as well. Out gets Tom Blomqvist, in gets Stoffel van Doorn. And the 38 Jota car is right there as well. Driver change going on for them too. Trouble for Juan Pablo Montoya. This is the outlap from the pits for the Colombian in the number 21 Dragon Speed car. Just taken over from Henrik Hedman, and there's the wheel. Full course yellow is coming. There we go, surely. Oh, Hedman can't believe it.
Loose tire. Right rear tire came off. Right rear tire came off. Copy. Set full spare to the front of the garage, please. Set full spare. Right rear. It doesn't roll. I can't get it going.
Real trouble for Dragon Speed. That's a major error. The wheel clearly was not cleanly fixed when it left the pit lane. Great work by the marshals as ever in the searing heat. The drivers are in it all day long. So are the rescue crews. And that triggers another whole field rush for the pits. Driver change here at the number 8 Toyota. Looks like Lopez is staying in the number 7 car.
We have a lot of challenge with the tire deck, not because of the hypercar, I would say, but generally I think everybody is struggling with the tire deck. So let's see how it goes with the 7th stint with the used tires, and the race is still long, so need to keep pushing.
It was okay?
It's okay. It's only maybe you felt it.
Yeah, it was 100. When I stopped, it was 112. It was good in the full course yellow because then it's cooling down a little bit. The tire was better.
No, we are fucked.
Why?
Because the full course yellow is long and Toyota stopped.
So for us, in the end,
No, because they have to stop on the same time. So we are fucked. Huh? No gain. Sure, no gain, maybe lost.
Into the garage goes the number 21 Dragon speed car. They're going to have to find out why the wheel felt like it was attached when it wasn't. And that could mean that that left rear hub needs changing. And that is any chance of them having a competitive finish really out of the window. Midway through the BAPCO 6 Hours of Bahrain, Toyota 1-2 ahead of Alpine, WRT lead United and the Jota cars in LMP2 with Racing Team Netherlands at the top of a tight Pro-Am battle. In GTE Pro it looks like a Porsche benefit, but in AM, Aston Martin battling with Ferrari and Porsche. All bets are off in that class. Nearly 500 kilometres completed and 500 more to go. The Aston Martin dominance of GT AM looks like it's about to come to an end. Satoshi Hoshino in a green and black D-Station Aston rudely pushed offline there, and through went Ricardo Pera in a 56 Porsche. So it's an Aston 1-2-4. Porsche on the move now in GTE AM. This is Jackson Evans in the 77 Dempsey Proton car around the outside of Alessio Rivera down into turn one. That's where the grip is. Alessio Rivera on the dirty side of the track. Can't hold the tight line he was hoping for. And around his nose goes Jackson Evans up to fifth. Full course yellow for debris in the track. There's a little bit of Aston Martin at pit in. A couple of little bits actually. And there's more debris elsewhere for clearing up. Third full course yellow of the race. 2.5 hours still to go. LMP2 leader is in. Driver change at Inter Europol. Kuba Schmiechowski handing over to Renger van der Zande. Be fresh tyres for the Dutchman. Driver change 2 at United Autosport. Philippe Albuquerque out. And Fabio Scherro will take over. He will have fresh rubber as well.
Thank you. How was it?
That was good. Yeah, you pulled 5 seconds on the WRT.
But it's weird because we cannot push because the tires. It's funny. Yeah. The last 15, 20 laps everyone starts to go. It is managing that. Oh well. We're trying. And the Jota cars. Really? Nice. Okay, so it's between us and WRT for now?
Full course yellow removed. Thank you for respecting it.
Alessio Rivera very quickly back on the throttle, goes by Satoshi Hoshino. That's a change of position. Hoshino not awake at the end of the full course yellow and didn't slow down quickly enough at the beginning of it either, so there's a penalty coming for the D-Station Aston. Meanwhile, through goes the WRT car that leads in LMP2 and the number 8 Toyota. Lead battle in GTE AM. Dylan Pereira on the inside of Paul Dalla the Northwest AMR 98 Aston Martin, the race leader at this stage, but Pereira goes through on the inside. Dalla not giving up without a fight though. Still an Aston Martin 1-2. They're just in the reverse order. Three-way battle for fifth in LMP2. Fritz van Aert in the 29 Jumbo car. On the inside, Gabriel Aubry goes through for the number 1 Richard Mille Racing Team. And look at the yellow and green car. Renger van der Zande trying to make up 2 places there. Does he get clear around the outside? Gabriel Aubry in this weekend in the all-female crude car normally. Hanging on, but no. Van der Zande, 2 places in 3 corners. Looking happy with that.
Just stay where you are with Brunei, Richie. Stay where you are, saving tyres and fuel, mate. Just saving tyres and fuel.
Well, Richard Leeds running as rear gunner to the 92 Porsche. The team saying, just keep on doing what you're doing. It's exactly what we need. This is a race of attrition for the tyres. Anything you can do to preserve their life, they will reward you for later in the stint.
Just feel my brake pedal going a little bit long. Brake pedal going a bit long. Start forward.
Copy that. We have a problem with the rear left brake. It's really hot, really hot. There must be something inside blocking the cooling.
Should I go to the front?
Yes, you can. Yes. 2 clicks.
Oh, who's that in the background? United Autosports, that's Fabio Scherer. Now, did he have a brake problem as well? The stuff that you heard them talking to Ant Davidson about blocking the brake ducts, that's what's lying around the side of the track. That's all those rubber lumps. Into the pits, Northwest AMR 98 Aston, Paul Dall'Anna. That is his drive completed for the race.
Map up, we've got to do it too. Like, he just drove away from me. Like, it wasn't about corners, it wasn't about talent. Okay, but come on.
Pit stops for the leaders. Hypercar 7 and 8 for Toyota. Driver change here. Lopez out. Kamui Kobayashi will take over for a double stint. That'll probably take them through to the end of the race now. 123 laps in the books. Number 8 car is behind as well. And as we've seen all the way through the race, single stint, driver change. So they go back from Sebastian Buemi to Brendan Hartley. Here is the choreography of the four-wheel tyre change. Gunman goes to put the front wheel on. It's already been put in place, but it will not fasten. What's going wrong there? There is a wheel nut attached to the wheel. Now he goes back and tightens up the rear, and a new wheel comes on. And finally it goes on. Well, that little snafu in the pits has cost the number 8 Toyota around 17 or 18 seconds, and clearly has slightly flummoxed Brendan Hartley. Is there a little bit more of an issue with that left front corner?
I think it's the way it is. We are a bit too slow, struggling with degradation on the second stint. So I did the best I could, but unfortunately it's not enough. We will now see there is still more than an hour to go, so we will see what we can do. But yeah, it's been frustrating because it was tough to basically, just lose ground compared to the sister car.
Alpine up to second place, but only briefly. Number 8 Toyota of Brendan Hartley right on the tail of the number 36 car now. And down the back straight he comes. Uses that hybrid boost to go past and back up into a Toyota 1-2. Look at the tyre rubbish in the wing there of the number 36 car. All of them are picking up all that debris every time they go offline to pass slower cars, and it gets flung around into brakes and wheels and ducts. Alpine in the pits. No driver change. Left side tyres. Going for a full set. Right, so this is maximum attack now from Alpine. Great view of the Ferraris here, but watch the tyre on the right-hand rear being dragged back over that sharp edge of the curb. So often when racing tyres get punctures, it's on the inside shoulder, and it's moments like that, Miguel Molina just cutting that corner, that can give you a puncture completely unintentionally. Ferrari don't need that kind of an issue at the moment. They've just changed their positions back to put the 51 car ahead, but 92 Porsche leading in GTE Pro. It's looking very comfortable at the moment for the Porsches. They are controlling the pace, managing the tyres and the fuel, and looking after the crew in the garage. Little bit of trouble here in traffic for Philippe Albuquerque. Tags Renger van der Zande in the 34 into Europol car and knocks him around. He was just putting a lap on the 34 car, trying to stay ahead of the Jota car right behind him. And from Renger's viewpoint, yep, assaulted rudely from behind. Sophia Flörsch thinks she's ready to go. Driver change at Richard Mille Racing Team. Sophia Flörsch takes over from Gabby Aubrey. Weizskavissa, the third driver in the car. WRT leading in LMP2. Toyota number 7 leads overall and in hypercar. 92 Porsche in GTE Pro. 33 TF Sport Aston in GTE Am. And there are your 2 of 4 class leaders side by side.
Hey, you got to stay calm. It's looking good. We're leading the race, but I don't want to jinx anything. Anything can happen all the time, but if the race stays normal and Robin continues driving the way he is, then I have nothing to worry about.
WRT may have nothing to worry about. That's not the case with another car that's had the lead of the race. Into Europol's Alex Brundle. The door is open. And he has tried to close it, but it has not stayed shut. So the team now having to make an unwanted pit stop to get that door to close. Final hour of the race, last pit stops for the Toyotas. Running 1-2 in hypercar, number 7 back in France. They continue to hold the advantage and they need to do so to creep away from their teammates in the championship. Title still can't be decided until next week's 8-hour race. Battle for position and in the points. United Autosport second in the race, third in the points. If the Jota car makes the pass here, 28 retakes the points lead from WRT and does it.
The fucking ball you got it. The thing is, at the end, I don't know if they do a splash for us or not.
But everyone is.
Well, I don't know if they got tires maybe for the end or not.
Yeah, but they lose 8 seconds.
Yeah, it's still. Depends how many laps there's left.
Battle for 5th in LMP2 and more importantly as Geert van der Garde dives inside Loic Duval in the real team car for the win in Pro-Am. Heading into the final half an hour, Loic Duval not content to be dived by, but the Dutchman goes in front of his French rival. These two cars run out of the same garage by TDS, so they're good friends and good friendly rivals on track. Heading towards darkness, but the race will end in daylight here for 6 hours with Toyota, WRT, Porsche and Aston Martin leading their respective classes in the final half hour. In GTE Pro, if they finish where they are now, the 92 Porsche team will start next week's 8 Hours of Bahrain 1 point behind the leaders from Ferrari.
It's been a very clean race so far, very tight with 91, but they're also being nice with us and they're not launching on making any dive bombs on us. So yeah, we just try to bring that 1-2 home now. That will be putting us into a very good situation for next week.
Felipe Albuquerque for United Autosports, Antonio Felix da Costa behind him for Jota, the 38 lunges to the inside, a little bit of a bump there. He had to go a lap before, this time he does get through for third place, a spot on the podium, and United looking a little downcast. Podium finish slipping away from them. Phil Hansen and the team will get another chance next week in the 8 Hours of Bahrain, the season finale. They'll have to learn and improve, but then so will their rivals. Final 15 minutes of the race. Toyota 1-2 and Toyota Gazoo Racing now will be on target to claim the first ever Hypercar World Endurance Championship title for manufacturers, ahead of Alpine and Glickenhaus, who are not racing here in Bahrain. Jose Maria Lopez, Kamui Kobayashi, Mike Conway will go for their third straight win here and open up a 15 points lead on their rivals. And that's going to make it very tough on the crew of the number 8 car. Final moments of the race for the 92 Porsche GT crew. Their tyre strategy and their pace, their management of the race have been exemplary, taking maximum points here to close within one of the title leaders. Vincent Vos, the boss of WRT, watching from the pit lane and holding his breath, because at Le Mans, the last race, they were on target to win and take second place. On the very last lap, their lead car stopped dead, and it was this crew that swept through to take a narrow victory from the 28 Jota car by 1700ths of a second. The gap here will be more significant. GTEM victory heading the way surely of TF Sport. The Aston Martin, driven by Felipe Fraga in these closing stages. He will be, I'm sure, very happy to get out of the front engine sweatbox that is the Aston Martin. Aston Martin first, Porsche second. Heading towards the checkered flag for the third straight race win for the number 7 Toyota crew in Bahrain. It will be a Toyota Gazoo Racing 1-2, 7 again ahead of 8. Number 8 team got 1 point for pole position, their first pole since Fuji in October 2019, but the race did not go their way. The checkered flag awaits the number 7 car, which claims victory here and seals the title for Toyota. Mike Conway, Kamui Kobayashi and Jose Maria Lopez complete their Bahrain hat-trick.
Toyota World Champion. Toyota World Champion already? The Jeep. Ah, yeah. Thanks, man.
Kamui and Jose did a really solid job, and also the team. All the pit stops are pretty flawless, and yeah, we needed to win this one to have the advantage going into next weekend's race. So we just got to make sure we get pole next weekend. Then it makes it a bit more secure.
Victory in LMP2 for our Le Mans winners. Robin Freins, Ferdy Habsburg knocking it out of the park in Charles Milesi. And finally, yes, Vincent Vos can breathe again. No last lap dramas here. A 1-2 in GTE Pro for the Porsche team. Kevin Escher and Neil Jani come within 1 point of the championship lead with a race to go. A big result for the 92 team.
Definitely we needed that win for the points for the championship. Now it's wide open. 91 was on our tail all race long, but they let us live. I would say we have to also say thank you that they didn't attack us harder. So it was a good teamwork there.
Victory in GTE AM for the Aston Martin from TF Sport. Ben Keating, Felipe Fraga and Dylan Pereira come out on top. Porsche's 1-2 result here means the Drivers' Championship is just 1 point spread, and the same for the manufacturers, with Porsche taking the lead from Ferrari. A 1-2 for Toyota Gazoo Racing makes them the first ever Hypercar World Champions. as they were the last ever LMP1 world champions as well. Alpine will finish the season in second spot. Confirmation of the result of the 6 Hours of Bahrain. A Toyota Gazoo Racing 1-2 in Hypercar, Team WRT beating Jota in LMP2, Porsche 1-2 in GTE Pro, and Aston Martin TF Sport the winners in GTE AM, and all 31 cars finished the race.
Or would you guys go back? Or?
No, because everybody speaking today, everybody's going back to Dubai and then back for
go to Dubai, yeah.
No, don't go back home.
Right, yeah.
No, for me it was impossible.
Of course.
Impossible.
You're still living in Brazil or what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of hard work.
It is, yeah. It's 36 hours to come to Bahrain.
Every time?
Every time, yeah.
And what hour? To Europe, I guess.
No, to Europe it's 10 hours, it's fine.
I say always, when you are in the level, you have the dark phase, but
every time, 3,
1, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
You look like a rock star on TV.
At least one time.
And who knows, one more race to go in Bahrain a week from now. Will that opportunity present itself to Alpine? Gap between the prototypes and the GTs, and away we go.
Wherever you are, the FIA WC app takes you to the heart of endurance racing.